squad, Cynthia. Hey, Delphina, what's going on? All the way from Africa. We got Africa in the house. Y'all better put it on the timeline. Come on here, where you hailing from. Right? Oh, yeah. Oh, Imuna in the house today. Hey, Cynthia. I see you. Oh, we just got better. Master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shit shifter, the code breaker. The elder empress Gibbs is in the house. It just got better. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my baby's in the house. Latasha. Yeah. T-Bell. Oh, yeah, that's my oldest. Hey, T-Bell in the trail. All of y'all, I see you in the house. LaWanda, I see you. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Elder Gibbs says, grandstanding true session family. Y'all better come on here. Listen, you can stick and stay or go away. Whatever you choose to do today is the day. Come on here. That will separate all days and give you that thing, come on here, that will take you to your next place. Oh, yeah. Smooth blue. Come on, y'all. Come on. Like the ball would say, smooth. The ball would say, smooth. Apostle. Yeah. Oh, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Wait a minute. Come on. Come on, walk with us. Come on, talk with us. Y'all know that timeline belongs to y'all. Come on here. If you talk to me, I'll talk back to you. I love you. Yeah. Y'all know I'm your host with the most. One. The apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Yes. Yes. Here we go. Abargani. Amani Kaka. Amani Dada. Bonjour. Hola. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Bonjour. Konnichiwa. Greetings, family. Come on in here. It's your time and it's your season. We're going right back to what we're dealing with. We're going to talk about God some more. Y'all good? Everybody good? I see y'all already filling up the timeline. Yeah. My squad, Cynthia said we rocking it, that music. Delphina likes the music. Dominica likes the music. Cynthia loves the music. Oh, y'all. Somebody tell somebody. Tell somebody that we're in that smooth blue flow. I was talking to my mom. I told my mom, I said, Mom, guess what we get ready to get into? She said, what, son? I said, we get ready to get into that smooth flow. And she told me, she said, you know what, son? When you get into that flow, it's going to create a effervescent flow that's going to Many, they call the door. Yeah, we're just going to take an opportunity right now. Guess what we're going to do? I want them to stay right there. Guess what we get ready to do? We're going to breathe. Because I know they inoculating you all out there, got y'all taking those vaccine shots. In some places, they're offering $100 for you to take the shot. But I want to send you some energy today and some encouragement today to tell you that you don't have to do it. You don't need that poison in your body. And I know many of you have already done it, but you need to do your research. If you're afraid of dying, then you're already defeated because you're not living. To live is not to be afraid of dying, and we know that we don't die, and I'm just using that to connect with you. What am I really saying? The master teacher told us something that was very important. He said, he who lays down his life shall find it. You can only find it if you lay it down. That means that you're not afraid to transition to the next phase and level or where you're going and what it is that you're going to do. Let me talk to you all. Okay. I didn't bring my notes. Let me talk to you. Hey, Stephanie, the head of the Mod Squad. Out of New York. We got New York in the house. That's right, Wanda. There's nothing that man can create that can keep you from your day of transitioning. That is totally, categorically, absolutely correct. Let me talk to you all. Because I have over 30 years worth of experience in what it is that I do. In psychology, sociology, physiology, philosophy, and a number of other things that I have over 30 years worth of study in. So when I come to you in the truth session, I'm not coming to you to give you some confabulated, some self-serving level of information. But let me talk to you because there is a uptick in the fear of what we refer to as dying. And you have to understand that we cannot die. Your energy is neither what? Created nor destroyed. That means that you've always existed, but you've existed in a different form. Why am I saying this? We've all existed in what we refer to as nothing. No thing. Let me just catch what I'm saying to you, what I'm getting ready to say to you. Oh, y'all want the definition of blue. Okay, let me put it out there. I heard you. I'm going to put it out there. Watch this. Come on. a second here. There's a second for you. How's everybody today? Listen, we don't expect anybody to be here that isn't supposed to be here. Because what is getting ready to be deposited is for you and you alone, and you can't even be able to explain it to anybody but yourself. Watch this. Let me hit this share button again. About that smooth blue flow, y'all. I'm getting ready to show you why the smooth blue flow is important today for us. Because I'm getting ready to kick you back into your realm of intuitive capabilities. That's right. Get ready to cause you to become intuitive again. Some of you, you feel like, you know what, I can't see, I can't feel, I can't sense. I'm trying to get, y'all know how Facebook acts up. Restart my computer here. And while I'm starting my computer, let's talk about it. it for you, but Facebook putting up a fight. Y'all know how Facebook is. Establish our phone number where you can call in so that you can get an opportunity to either ask questions or have a comment. We apologize that for some period of time we haven't had that up. But you go through transitional periods and phases that you have to reestablish, rebuild, and put things in place. And we're at that particular place in the truth session, which is why, one of the reasons why we ask you to donate. We're not asking you to donate so we can pocket anything. We as a person or people are already established. We have things that we already need. We already have vehicles. We already have living quarters. But the thing is that when you're trying to build, you need the help of the community. And you all are the community. And we're not asking you to do anything beyond your measures. Some of you've been coming into the session time after time after time after time. You talk on the timeline, but you never donate. That's not a knock. It's saying, come on, get involved. Jump in. Trust us with your finances. Trust us to be able to do what it is that needs to be done with your finances. We're not begging. We're saying that if we're going to build, we need support. We need financial support. And I'm going to get back to where I'm going with this, because it's very important. Okay? I need you all to really listen. Because we have donors that come in every session and donate. Don't mistake that. We're asking you all that on the fringes, that on the periphery. Come on, that you know you're gleaning, you're getting something that's, come on, that's profitable, that's getting you to the next level in what it is that you're doing. Hello. Look at that blue. And I'm going to talk to you about something. I'm going to take y'all to some spaces and places and times that people really can't take you. But I'm going to take you there. Okay? And we're going to do this real easy. We're going to do it real soft. And we're going to create a vibration for it, because I need you to come in tune, in frequency, in vibration. Those of you that don't subscribe to this, that's fine. You can check out. But those of you that really understand how frequencies and vibrations work, you're at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right people, and ain't no doubt about it. Now we're going to do this, and I'm getting into this blue with you. Okay?
Because having being that you have spoken what you spoke, not audibly with this little appendage in your mouth, but what you have spoken in your mind is getting ready to manifest. Tell yourself, self, manifest. Now come on, mean it. Manifest. And if you really mean it, put it on the timeline. something, and then I'm going to get off of here today. But I'm going to tell y'all something very powerful about God. When you know what you know, no one can dispel that. Hear what I'm saying to you. When you know something, that means that you have the components and parts of it that come together and manifest. When you believe a thing, you're still in the need of seeing what it is. You're not going to talk to me. When you believe, remember we broke down the word believe. In the middle of the word belief or believe is the word what? L-I-E, which is the word what? Lie. And then we broke down the prefix of that, which is what? Be, right? Be is first person what?
Singular.
Singular, meaning it is you and only you, the only one of yourself. Right? So that means in your attempt to believe something is only to lie to yourself. But to know means that you have brought together the components and parts and they have manifested before you and you know them. To know is greater than to believe. For some people, believing it is sin, right? But it should be the opposite. To believe is to see. But neither one of those get you to where you really need to be. Right? Okay. Look at blue. Blue reduces what? Inflammation, right? Look on the timeline. I put it out there for you. Look on the timeline. Right? Is it there?
Yes, I'm gonna replace it.
Yes. The teacher will appear to replace it up for you. But look at it. Let's take a minute and just kind of think about it, right? Blue represents the realm of intuition. But it represents intuitiveness. The ability to be intuitive. Why is it important to be intuitive? Because being intuitive represents the ability to be in tune with your feminine aspect of yourself. For males, females come here with the intuitive capabilities. The mothers, the God. I told you we're going to be all over the map, but we're going to get to some things, the master teacher and I, and those that we collaborate with. Why am I saying that this is very important for us to get to the intuitive realm? Now, what we're doing is we're laying a strong foundation from which to launch from with this information that we have. We want to put it in the simplest form so that we can put it in your lap and it becomes applicable to you and for you. Right? So now we understand that blue represents what? Intuition. Blue also reduces what? Inflammation. Inflammation. Inflammation can be summed up as anxiety. How many of us are dealing with anxiety, dealing with not knowing, dealing with the pressure of having to be vaccinated, having to wear masks, having to deal with different kinds of relationships? How many of us, our children are going back to school, we don't know if they're going to go to school and contract anything? What is going on? But the smooth blue. Blue also relieve headaches. Headaches, well, headaches comes from a number of places. One of them we know that come from what? Stress. We know that headaches come from stress. Also, we know that headache comes from what? Worrying. But today, that's smooth blue. That smooth blue calms. What does it do, doesn't it? It calms strong emotions and brings what? Tranquility. The blue does what? Calms strong emotions and brings tranquility. It calms.
And it brings tranquility. Calms strong emotions. And it brings tranquility. Calms strong emotions. And it brings tranquility. Calms strong emotions. It brings tranquility.
It's going to bring you tranquility. It's going to calm your strong emotions where you've been out of balance with your emotions. We've talked about emotions. If you take the E off emotions, E stands for energy. Motion stands for the impulse of the brain. So when you're dealing with emotions, emotions deals with how fast your neurons move throughout your brain. But also what we found out, E also means E is equal to master teacher. MC
squared.
MC squared is what?
Mass times the speed of light.
Mass times the speed of light. So what happens is, if you're not calmed in your strong emotions, what tends to happen is your energy gets away from you and moves so fast you can't bring it back in. And so what? It becomes destructive. But today we send forth that smooth blue for what? Calming effect. We're bringing calmness to your set of circumstances and situations. Come on, my friend. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Woo, come on, y'all. I feel you. loyalty. How many of us been betrayed and we've been looking for those that'll be loyal in our presence? Reliability. Who can we rely upon? Who can we really bring into our presence that, you know what, I can kind of relax and they won't spy out my liberties? Those things that are specific to me that I have earned the ability to do that someone else may critically critique me about and bring judgment upon me. But what about that person that is so reliable and so loyal that they spy not out your liberty, but they seek to hold your arms up and say, do it. Be the best one of yourself. Isn't that what we're looking for? Talking about that blue. That blue, y'all. That blue also represents honor. Isn't that interesting? It represents honor. Represents stability. Trust. Who do you trust? Blue also invokes, wait a minute, we talked about wealth on last session, didn't we? Blue also invokes your wealth. I speak that you should gather in your wealth. It also represents what? Self-cultivation. Get with self. Yes. On its opposite polar, blue represents melancholy, boredom, coldness, and evokes depression in those who are bipolar. So you have to understand, keep it on the right side, not on the wrong side.
Keep it on the right side.
Now, we talked about in the last session, I walked you all through. We were in 1 Timothy, but I'm not going to go there today. But I'm going to come back to that. But I want to talk about when we talked about the panther. And the reason why I was talking about the panther, because I had an experience in 2017. Remember, here in Columbia, South Carolina, the eclipse happened right here before us, 2017, the solar eclipse. But I had an experience. I had an experience with my son, the Prince of Peace, and with the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker. I was in the crooked letter state, the great state of Mississippi. At that time, I was dealing with one of my parishioners. And listen, and you'll hear me, and you'll hear me well. This is important. I was dealing with one of my parishioners, and what happened was, now my son, Prince of Peace, JP, knew the daughter. And I was there in that particular state at one point. I was running a conference, and the young daughter was suffering from suicidal tendencies. And that's a mental, we are dealing with mental situations, family, that we don't want to discuss with each other. But at any rate, she was dealing with suicidal tendencies, and I got an opportunity to counsel with her. And through the counseling sessions, it alleviated her quest to participate in that kind of behavior. And so what happened was I ran into her years later. And I received a phone call one day from my mother. And I was trying to figure out what was going on. And I'm going to get two perspectives today. You'll get two different perspectives apart from mine. You'll get JP's and you'll get the master teachers. They'll come on here and they're gonna share with you what they experienced. But what happened, I received a phone call, and the phone call was from one of my parishioners. And she received a phone call from her sister. Her sister was the mother of the daughter that I shared with you all. Now, I can tell this story because the daughter has transitioned. It's my story to tell now. As long as she hadn't transitioned, it wasn't mine to tell because it was hers to tell. Okay? Bear in mind, when you all are telling people stories, make sure it's yours to tell at that time. So, I received a phone call. The phone call came in. And also, to get you to know that this is still my story to tell, my parishioner has also transitioned and passed on. Doubly, this is my story to tell. So what happened was my parishioner called me and told me that her sister, which is the mother of the daughter that was suffering from the suicidal tendencies, that she was having a situation, a medical emergency situation. They called me early that morning and asked me if I would come over, and I said yes, I would come. And they delayed my coming. And what they did was what she did, the young lady's mother, what she did was she called someone else to come over. And the person that she called to come over was inapt to make the judgment call, because they was too self-centered and built upon themselves to give proper information. Let me hit this nectar because y'all really need to hear this. KD. I'm bringing calmness right now to somebody's situation. Because some of us, we've gone through some circumstances and situations that seem to be unbearable, but somehow we walk through them, and now you need that energy to keep you motivated and to keep you moving. It's just that smooth move. So the person that they called, he was inept. He should have gave them information that would have preserved her life. But he was too self-centered. It was too much about him. Listen, real healers understand their limitations. They understand when something is beyond their ability to access it and cause it to do what it is supposed to do. And then they know that you need to seek something outside of me. That's when you really have ascended to the level of being a healer. But at any rate, they called him in, and then later on, they end up calling me. And when they called me, I took with me my most trusted confidence, my most trusted side men, my most trusted honored men, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, the Prince of Peace, JP, the prophet. I took them with me. I had other men and I had other women that were in my company, but I left them. And I brought those two with me. So what happened? We get to the house. We hear worship music going on. We hear dancing and movement going on, and so they invite me in. When I come in, the water is incapacitated. So she's incapacitated, and I instructed the two honorable, noble ones that were with me to move her. And when we moved her, there was blood in the bed. And so when they moved her, I said, sit her up. And when they sat her up, listen, this is my story to tell them. You have to hear what I'm saying to you. Now guess what? She's pregnant. So her mother tells me, listen to me, I'm putting this all together for you. So her mother tells me, her mother says, well, you know what? I tried to move her earlier and she urinated on me. This is my story to tell. Her mother says that it's those demons in her. She has devils in her. She says, so she asked me to pray for her. I said, yes, ma'am, I'll pray for her. So, back to me having the noble ones, the honorable men to move her. I laid hands on her. If you'd have been there, you'd have thought we was on Star Trek and I was doing the Vulcan mind melt. I was Dr. Spock. But I laid hands on her. This is the first time this ever happened to me. Listen to me, family. I laid hands on her. And she began to speak through me to her mother. I'm not at liberty to share with you what she said to her mother, but she started to speak to me, speak through me to her mother. But I will tell you this much, that she told me that the greatest time of her life was at one of her sister's weddings. And then she described this dress to me and the color of the dress that she had on. And her sister says it's right there in the photo album. So as I'm speaking to her and she's speaking through me, she finished speaking, and all of a sudden, listen to me, and I need you to hear me well. All of a sudden, the curtain of the universe opened up. I'd never seen this before. This has never happened to me before. And I was never the same after that. But I seen the veil of eternity open up and snatched her in. So some say, well, what did you see when it opened up? When it opened up, I saw nothing but darkness. No, not evil, but the true darkness of the realm of going back into birth. The darkness of the womb that opens up and allows us to come out of it. It also is the womb that opens up and brings us back into it and causes us to be recycled and causes us to evolve and become one again. I seen it. I experienced it. So in 2017, when the solar eclipse happened, that same darkness happened again. When eclipse happened, it is the womb of the universe open up, and they're extricating and they're causing things to come into this realm. It happened. I'm gonna let the master teacher come. Just stick with us and we're going to get y'all out of here. Sometimes you never know the experience of people. Try to size them up and say this, that, and the other thing. But you never know the experiences. Come on, Master Teacher.
Greetings, family. That's right, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker. Listen, you had to be there to truly and to thoroughly understand what the apostle, the prophet is talking about. That's right, the cosmic commander. The one invited me with him, and again with, that's right, our very own JP. That's right, the Prince of Peace, over to the house. And I'm telling you, there was a heaviness and a darkness leading up to that doorway that I had never seen and had never experienced before. The atmosphere was so heavy. Listen, I talked about the 14.7 pounds that we feel, that we naturally feel in the atmosphere, the pressure. The pressure was so great leading up to the house. And when we got inside, wow, there is this religious darkness. When I say a level of religious darkness, I'm talking about when it talked about a lack of understanding, a lack of light that was residing there. darkness, Koshet, nothingness. And at the time, I could see the one, as he was listening to what was being expressed to him, I could see that he was dialing in. He was checking out the atmosphere. That's the mark of a good leader. Someone who's intuitive with what we're talking about. Notice I have on this blue today. The one was intuitive. He walked in and he surveyed the surrounding. He began to talk with the daughter that the one was talking about, began to converse with her mother and begin to get information. See, he didn't just go in doing something. He got information. He listened. He gave us instructions. And I'm telling you, I witnessed it for myself. The young lady was talking through the one. She began to express herself. And all I could do was just follow the lead of the one. Whatever he told us to do, that's what we did. And listen, I knew the atmosphere had shifted because when it opened up, I looked at the one. And I knew that realm of darkness had opened up, and the one began to see and began to hear. And I'm telling you, it was so heavy and so real and so thick, I could feel it on my body. It felt like something was crawling on me, had attached itself to me. I could feel it in the pit of my stomach, man. It was a shrill that was unreal. And again, being a protege, a son, all I could do was follow the lead of the one as he began to give instructions and directions and adjustments. What impressed me the most is that when things turned, if I can say quote unquote dark, the one knew to say, you need to call the ambulance. You need to call right now. You need to call the services right now. See, he knows this level of authority. And sometimes exercising authority is to back out and let others exercise their authority. That's authority. That's not a religious ego to say, listen, I got this. I watched him pray for people. They instantly got healed. Limbs growing back. People rising up and walking. But one thing that really impressed me about the one is that he knows when to say when. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let the Prince of Peace come up here and give his rendition of it. But I'm telling you, I watched the one as he approached the house. He wasn't just walking up to the house. You can tell that he was sensing and he was feeling and he was being intuitive and he was being perspicacious, deep penetrating mental discernment. And he was watching the atmosphere outside. Listen, things manifest around you, not on the inside, but also on the outside. And I watched him watch the entire house. The walkway, the doorway. See, the ones that initially were there left this religious, ignorant energy. That's right. So guess what? The one had to reject that, dismiss that, so that knowledge and wisdom and operation can enter in and change the entire atmosphere so that he can assess the situation properly. Thank you, family. Call up the Prince of Peace, our very own JP.
Shalom, family. I am the Prince of Peace, JP, son of the One. Yes, as the one was describing earlier, as the master teacher was describing earlier, it was an experience like we had never experienced before. And for all of us, the
to take us to the next level of where it is that we have to go and supposed to be. And that had happened for the young lady we're speaking about, which I do know and did know. We were classmates, etc. We went to school together. We had some classes together. We went to the same worship center together at that time. I knew her very, very well. And so I felt very comfortable going over and handling the situation with the one because I knew him so well. And her mother was a mentor of mine in the music world as well as in the scholastics world. So I knew them very well. So we went over with the one later that afternoon after, like the one said, someone else had gone over. And when we got there, it was as the master teacher was describing, it was a situation that was very, 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 very cold. The atmosphere was very thick, you know, and it was as if we was in a different dimension, sort of speaking. So the one went in as he always does and assessed the situation. He asked a series of questions. You know, he asked how long had these things been going on, you know, and he asked other pertinent questions to understand exactly what the situation was and where he fit in. So as he described, and we made it through all of those steps that he already described, toward the end, when she was speaking literally through the one, she was giving, you know, the information through the one as he described about the things that she had experienced, so forth and so on. And it was very clear, it was very accurate. It was as if we were speaking directly to her, but it was through the mouthpiece of the one, the apostle. So I had never experienced anything like that ever before. And I've seen the one, I've seen him perform in miraculous situations. I've seen miracles, I've seen him heal people of all sorts of mental illnesses, health issues. There's all kinds of reports out there. But this was a different experience, family. It was a different experience. So after that, after she spoke and everything, her mom asked, you know, well, what do we need to do? And he shared with her, you need to call the ambulance right now. As a matter of fact, he shared it with her before she even asked that question. But he said, you need to call the ambulance right now. And she said, right now? He said, right now. You know, because whatever it is that's going on with the sister, it's whatever was going on in the spirit, whatever was happening, all of that's over with. All of that's done with. All of that is in place. You need to call an ambulance right now. So she called and the ambulance got there. But, you know, when the ambulance got there, they started, you know, working on her. They started pumping different kinds of sugars and various medicines into her body. And then they took her off. And I remember her asking, as we was getting ready to leave, and they took her off in the ambulance. And they worked on her there at the house for a little bit. And then they took her off in the ambulance. And I remember the one asking, or the mother asking the one, you know, is she going to live? And the one responded to her. He said, hey, the Creator is able, you know, to do all things. And he just kind of left it with her there. And I know there were some other things that transpired after that conversation that he had with the mother and so forth and so on. But that was the experience, family. It was as if we were in another dimension, another time frame. And it was just an energy that was I had never experienced before. The one pressed so far in to help this one that he was helping. And if I could add anything to what has been said already, is I would say this, as the one said, you have to be able to go into situations and circumstances, as he said earlier, and know what you bring to the table, where your limitations are, where does it stop with you, where does it start with you. And if they had called the one, if they had called him first, everything that had to be dealt with in the spirit had happened already and it was done. She needed medical help, and he could have told him that in enough time where she'll still be here today, family. But that's not what happened. So I want to share with you all and admonish you all that the one, he is the one. And if you do what he asks you to do, or command you to do, or share with you to do, or suggest to you to do, the outcome will be in your favor. I'm the Prince of Peace, and I enjoy speaking with you, family. Bring back to you the one.
Yes, indeed. Listen, you all have heard from the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker, and y'all have heard from JP, the Prince of Peace. And y'all was hearing on the keyboard in his absence, the young Kafara, the fireball, and on Sounds, KD. But what they are sharing with you is an experience that we had. And listen to us when we share these things with you, because we can really help you. We ain't trying to get out of the way to make something happen that ain't supposed to happen. But in the final analysis, if she called me in and allowed me to come in and assess the situation, I would have told her, because her daughter was pregnant, she didn't urinate on her, she had a spontaneous abortion. Her water broke. And because her water broke, and because they didn't realize the water broke, what happened was the baby was trying to come forth. So what happened was the blood got trapped in and filled up her lungs. So as JP was sharing with you, when the paramedics were working on her and they were fibrillating her and pumping her, that which looked like coffee came out. Whenever coffee comes, a coffee-like substance comes from someone, that means that they have internal bleeding, and she was having internal bleeding. But had they had consulted me, I would have let them know, as JP, the Prince of Peace, shared with you all, that you need to get her to the hospital. And in the final analysis, what they found out was she was dehydrated. She suffered from dehydration, family. How many falters have we had through listening to religious personalities, man, that has some type of ego and don't know their limitations? This is why we're getting back to God. Stick with me. We're not lambasting anybody, talking about anybody. But what we're trying to get you to is to realize what time it is. And we're going to help you get there so that you can get your intuition back. You become intuitive again. You can him and sync your minds and become who you are supposed to be. That's right, me. I'm your host with the most. I'm the one. The apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. And this is what we have for you all today. I was going to give you something else, but this is where we went. This is where the energy led us. The energy doesn't lie. The energy always puts you where you're supposed to be so that you can get the greatest amount of whatever you're trying to do done. Right? Okay. So, with that, I've come to that place in space and time where y'all know, hold what you got. Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it. But by all means,